while back I was playing Skyrim, and I was going through the opening sequence, and I decided to start abusing Hadvar. You know, because you can just wail on him and level up your skills, and he just won't do anything about it. Because, you know, he won't fight back. And so I downed him, I knocked him down, because, you know, you can't kill him, he's essential. And it was weird, he just started crawling. That's the best way to describe it. He did not get up, he just crawled. And so I decided I'd make a brief video out of this because I just found it so funny. And so, you know, he didn't get up and I just decided to press forward. So, you know, I goofed around a little bit. I killed the torturer because who doesn't kill every single NPC in sight, you know, pick some locks, and I decided I'd run back and check on Hadvar. And he'd made it maybe, I don't know, 6 feet. And I was like, dude, this is ridiculous. What are you doing? And I was like, you know what? I'll just go do my own thing, and we'll check up on Hadvar every now and then. So I charged forward, killed every Stormcloak in sight, because, you know, it was either them or me. And then I decided, you know what? It's been, minute and a half, 2 minutes. Let's go see where Hadvar is now. And so I decided to run all the way back to where I had left Hadvar crawling pathetically, to see where he got. And let me tell you, he hadn't even made it down the stairs. This man was still, he had literally only made it from the door to this point. And I was like, dude, can you not pick up the pace, like stand up? So I decided to start striking him, and I was like, well, maybe if I get him down to like no health again, he'll be fine, he'll stand up, because sometimes I've noticed some bugs are fixed like that. So I decided to just start wailing on him again. That, and he was pissing me off, so I was like, why not? But of course, thanks to his stupid regeneration, it took what felt like hours and repeatedly landing power strikes on him with both of my weapons. And so I finally was just like, screw this guy's just gonna stay down and I'm just gonna run off. You know, I'm gonna go on without him and we'll see what happens. And so I walk up to the bridge and I'm thinking to myself, well, if I open this bridge and then I go across it, won't the rocks fall down and just trap him? And so I'm concerned that Hadvar is just gonna get stuck. You know, not like it really matters that much to me. But, you know, I hesitantly move forward and I notice the bridge doesn't collapse. So without Hadvar on the other side, the bridge just doesn't collapse. And I was like, well, that's sweet. Weird, but sweet. And so I just decided, okay, I'll keep going then. So I took care of some frostbite spiders, thinking to myself, I'm not missing Hadvar's stupid line about what's next, giant snakes. And I move on with my life. I challenged a bear head on and lived to tell. Hadvar still wasn't anywhere in sight, and so I just pressed forward. But when I got to the part where you exit Helgen, I was like, wait, well, let's just go out and see if Hadvar's out there, if just leaving Helgen fixes the glitch. And sure enough, it did not. Hadvar was nowhere in sight. The quest marker was there, but Hadvar wasn't. And so instead of just leaving my buddy behind, I decided to go back in and go all the way back to where Hadvar was. And at this point, I had basically cleared Helgen, and I could have just moved on with my life, but I was like, you know what would be funny? Seeing how far Hadvar's gone since I left him. And so I did just that. And so I come up on the bridge, and apparently it collapsed. And I'm like, well, where's Hadvar then? You know, that must mean he's on this side of the bridge. But he wasn't. So I guess when you leave Helgen, it just like automatically collapses the bridge so you can't go back, which is an interesting game mechanic. And I even searched this little alcove area because I'm like, maybe Hadvar fell, you know, he's helpless right now. But no, he wasn't there. And so I was like, well, Hadvar's probably stuck somewhere in Helgen dead. So I'm just gonna leave. But before I left, I was like, let me triple check that this dude is nowhere around here. And he wasn't. So I left. I just left Helgen. And so when I was leaving Helgen, I was like, maybe this time it'll spawn Hadvar out here. Who knows? And so I check around and Hadvar's not there. And I'm just like, well, what am I going to do now? And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just going to go to Riverwood because I know that's the next step. And I even checked my quest log, like, does it still say escape Helgen? It did. So I'm leaving, and I'm deciding I'm just going to go to Riverwood. Maybe it spawned Hadvar there for some reason. And the quest completes. Apparently, if you get a glitch like this and you just walk off, you just start walking towards Riverwood, it completes the quest. But when I saw the quest complete, I was like, hey, maybe it means Hadvar came out. He didn't. And so I was just like, screw it, I'm going to Riverwood. I stopped by Ember Shard Mine to say hello to your friendly bandit who's always like, you lost, and tries to kill you, and, you know, killed them. Because, why not?
Hey! It's nothing!
And so I keep making my way to Riverwood, and these wolves have the audacity to come at me. And I'm like, fine, you get to die too. And so I finally made it to Riverwood, and I instantly look around for my buddy Hadvar, and he's nowhere in sight. So that's the story of how I broke Hadvar.